I'm going to show you exactly how to set up a Discord server that is fun for your members, easy for them to engage, and simple for you to set up and manage. No nonsense, let's get straight into it. First, we need to create the Discord. Select the plus icon at the bottom left of your Discord and choose Create My Own. Select for a club or community and then name it. Don't waste too much time on this since you can come back to edit it later. Now, we need to create categories. Categories are your way of organizing your server to make things clear and obvious for members. For example, if you have an information category, you would possibly put rules, announcements, and a Start Here channel underneath it. For now, just follow what I do and the rest will make sense. Let's start with creating all the categories we're going to need. The first one will be info. Then we will create community. And then bonus. Now let's create the channels, the places members will be spending most of their time chatting and engaging in your community. Let's work from the top. Start is your first channel. This is the place members land when they first join. It explains to them how to use the Discord, where they can find resources, and if you're running a paid server, it's especially useful for getting them excited to use the product. Next up is rules. You can also change the name of this to be more fitting to your audience. For example, with some communities, I like to change this to guidelines rather than rules, since it doesn't feel as intimidating to members. Thirdly is announcements. Any new updates, messages you need everyone to see, etc. will go into this channel. Now let's populate the community category. Start by creating chat. This is the channel members will spend majority of their time, including yourself. Then let's create introductions, the channel you will be directing your new members to break the ice for the first time. Next, create a channel called commands. I will explain more on this channel later and why you need it. And lastly, create a channel called support. This will be the place members go to should they need any help, assistance, or just support from a moderator or staff. And let's finish this last part super quickly by populating the bonus category. This category is for you to put in any additional channels that aren't so important, but you would still like to have around. Some examples could be gym, a channel for gym pics/chats, memes, art, and so on. Now, you're probably looking at this and thinking it's pretty damn empty, and you're not wrong. In a moment, I'm going to populate these channels and show you how to set each one of them up. You can also add channels of your own or categories of your own depending on the theme of your server. For example, if you're building a gaming server, you might have a channel for finding a teammate, guides to improve, or rank specific chats so only members of a certain rank can speak to each other. If you're creating a business server that members have to pay to unlock, you might have a resource channel, a tools channel, or just a course channel. If you're creating a casual social server, you might have a levels chat so members can see what they're going to unlock for engaging in your server and feel more incentivized to do so. I'm also going to show you how to set up a leveling system in just a moment, but for now let's move on to roles. Roles are your members' way of defining themselves inside of your community. See them as titles, for example, that sit next to the names of your members. You might have a role called moderator to reflect the position of that member. You might have a role called server owner that you give to yourself so members know that you're the creator. You may just by default have a role that all members receive upon joining called member. If you're not sure what to do, just follow my steps. First, let's open the roles menu. Next, let's create our first role and call it member. Select display role members separately. That way they'll stand out in the server hierarchy and choose the color, and then select save changes. Now you can select the permissions tab over here to adjust which permissions you would like members of this role to have in your Discord. But for now, since this is the basic member role, we're going to give it to everyone. We'll keep this role with no advanced permissions. Alright, let's now do that again for every role we want to have. You can have up to 250 roles inside your Discord, so keep that in mind when creating. However, I have never come close to touching that number anyway, so you'll be fine. Let's create a server owner and moderator role. And lastly, let's create a level 1, level 5, and level 10 role. I'll show you what we're going to do with these in a moment. Now, let's say you wanted only a specific role to be able to view a particular channel. You would click the little cog next to the channel name, opening up the channel settings, choose permissions, and you can then select who can view the channel, who can send messages, and who can delete or manage messages, and so on. Applying roles to members is also as simple as selecting the member's profile, clicking the plus button, finding the role you just created, and selecting it. Awesome, we now have categories, channels inside of our categories, and roles set up. But this is looking incredibly bland in my opinion, so let's quickly go through each channel and add some emojis or symbols. You can go to a website like coolsymbol.com to grab a symbol you like, but for the most part, my favorite channel layouts use these symbols on screen now. Alright, now let's build possibly the most important feature into our Discord, onboarding. This is your members' first impression of your community, so it's crucial we do this right. And just as a little side note, you adding onboarding into your community is already putting you ahead of a lot of communities that either have A, terrible onboarding, or B, no onboarding at all. To begin, head over to your server settings and choose Enable Community. Tick these two boxes and continue. For rules, select the channel we created earlier, and for updates, choose Create One for me. Agree and understand, finish setup. On our safety setup screen, you can browse Discord's options and select the safety settings you prefer for your community. Generally, I like to stick to what's already set and sometimes tweak the auto mod to catch content the community I'm working with doesn't like, such as links, competitor invite links, spam, specific words, etc. Choose next when you're ready and tick all the default channels you want all members to see. This is Discord's way of making sure new members see all the channels you want them to see. Once done, you can now set up the questions members are going to be asked upon joining. You can make these as specific as you like towards your community. For example, you might do "How did you find us?" as shown on screen. You might do "Why did you join?" You might do "What notifications would you like?" and so on. This gives you the data on the back end that you wouldn't necessarily find elsewhere. For now, I'm going to do all three of these as examples and speed the video up as I make them so you can see how it works. Feel free to skip ahead 30 seconds if you wish. Brilliant. We are now on the final step of setting up the onboarding, and that is creating your server guide. The first thing you're going to want to do is select this Setup Welcome Sign button. This is your personal message to the new user as they join. You can see in the example how it will look here. Feel free to write as you wish, or you can copy and paste mine, which helps to push new users into the right direction. Now let's add our first task, which is basically an actionable step for the user to take. This is where you want to push members towards the start channel that we created earlier, since that's the channel where you will inform members on how the server works. For our second task, let's direct them towards introductions and choose this task is complete when a member sends a message in this channel. So if a member introduces themselves, this task is completed. Lastly, I like to change this depending on the community I'm building, but you can adjust this final task to be a direct towards a channel you want members to pay attention to. A levels channel so members can see what they get by engaging, or the announcements chat for updates around a topic they'd be interested in. Once done, click next, enable onboarding, and now we can preview what we've just built. Alright, we're making good progress. If at any point throughout this video you've got any questions or you're unsure about anything, you can head over to my Discord server in the description that I've just opened up for server owners and community builders, where you can ask questions. Now let's begin with the fun stuff and start adding some bots. Super quick summary, bots are a third-party plugin built by other people to help improve your server. You may add a bot to better moderate your Discord, you may add a bot to better gamify your Discord, you may add a bot to help give you better data and analytics. I will be making a video on the best bot soon, however for now, let's begin by adding the bot that I believe everyone should have in their Discord, and that is Arcane. This bot is incredibly simple to set up and comes with a bunch of useful features including levels, so being able to give your members roles and rewards for chatting in your server. To add Arcane to your Discord, head over to arcane.bot bot following a link like this. Then when you're on this dashboard, select Add to Discord. Find the server that you want to add the bot to. Authorize the permissions. And then if we come back to our Discord, as we can see, the bot has been added to our members list. Be sure to head over to your roles and move the Arcane role to be at the top of the role list. Now, to keep this tutorial short, I'm not going to run you through every single feature. However, if you go to arcane.bot/dashboard, you'll be able to access all the features for your server, such as leveling, moderation, role management, and anything else really that you want to customize for your Discord. The ones I recommend that are the most important is leveling, so people can be gamified, and aka they can get levels for doing things inside of your Discord, and moderation. So if you don't want people doing certain actions in your Discord and you just want to have a better layer of protection, this is what I would recommend. If you do have any questions on setting up Arcane, please feel free to join the Discord in the description. Now, a bot like Arcane does come with a pretty big flaw, especially towards engagement. It just won't be the thing that will get people chatting passively for you. You need a bot that will give your members a reason to come back, chat, and engage. A bot I can highly recommend is called Cardonomy. It's an anime card collecting game where you can collect PvP and sell cards to others across all of Discord, and if you add the bot to your server, users will spend more time in your Discord. Now, of course, if you're building a server for this type of community on screen now, it will specifically be best for you. To add it, simply head to the app directory, search Cardonomy, and choose Add App. If you have any questions or actually want help building your community, you can join our Discord below, and I'll be there to personally help you.